10點正。
係啦，咁你可以開，which 可以開定個坑。
計。Hello everyone, good morning. So this is Jin from Hong Kong. So I think it's very on time. It's 10 a.m. today. So I think this is our first live event in our Asia team. So I think if possible, I think we will wait maybe another 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes and see and let all the people joining us. Hi all, we will start the webinar presentation within 3 minutes. You know,個坑應該唔使嘅，應該 great。10:05咯，good。05開始咯，依家count埋30零秒、20零秒。
你開咗未？
Okay. 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 Good morning, everyone. So, welcome to join our webinar today. My name is Jin. I'm the regional manager for the North Asia region. So today, I think most of the audience likely will be from Japan, Korea, and some special guests maybe from Southeast Asia as well. So thank you to join, and thank you to spare your time for the presentation. So today, we'll have a technical account manager, Richard, with me to present the command center feature and enhance update. So also, someone behind the scenes is Joe, is our marketing manager. Okay, so I think I won't waste my time from too many lines, and then so let me go for the first slides first. Okay, so here you see that since some of the audience will be from Singapore or Malaysia, Indonesia, and North Asia region, so if you do have any question or any inquiry according for the related chapter, you may take a screenshot and then send a mail to your responsible account manager or business development manager in your region. So you may see that North Asia, please email to me. Singapore audience will send to Desmond, and Malaysia and Indonesia part will send to Travis. I think most of you guys are knowing them very well. Okay, so before we go to the slides, let's go through the agenda first. So today we are going to cover the first section is the command center operation system update. So we need to explain the Windows servers version. And next, we will also present some of the enhancement on the mobile solution, some of the new feature on the mobile solution. And next, some of the new features on our version 8.3, and some of the enhancement on the existing features. And you will see the last section will be Q&A. If you do have any question you want to raise out, please use the Q&A column, and Joe, he will take care of your question, and maybe we'll refer you to the regional contact. So let's start. I'll pass my mic to Richard. Okay, so please give us a sec, and then since we got some technical issue here, we are waiting for Richard return now. So before Richard back, I can share some of the status or the situation in Hong Kong at the moment. So you can see that my background is our office in Hong Kong. So I think Hong Kong, we are now doing the business quite usual. Business activity is usual as well. So most of our colleagues back to office in the weekday, and depends on the situation. We will set okay request by the home office for independent colleague as well.
依家係你 live 咗㗎啦。
Okay, here we go. So Richard back and the screen back. So pass to Richard.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Here's Richard, the Technical Account Manager from North Asia. Sorry for some networking issue before, so we can start now. Okay, the first thing we will go for is the the supporting OS update in Command Center. Okay, so start from 8.3 Command Center, which we will probably release end of this month or early next month. We are no longer supporting the Windows 7 in Command Center. As you all know that Microsoft has announced that Windows 7 is no longer official support since January 2020. Therefore, you can see that in the coming 8.3 Command Center, we will no longer support the Windows 7 anymore, which means that the 8.2 will be the last Command Center version that we keep supporting on the Windows 7. So if you got any site that is planning to upgrade in the future, you may need to upgrade the OS before upgrading the Command Center. Okay. Another upgrade of the OS is not about the server or the computer, but the controller OS of the controller 6000. As you may know that the controller 6000 already releases around 8 years before. So why we going to have this update on the OS in the controller 6000 is due to we would like to improving the performance and the security of the C6000 controller. So that's why the controller OS is changed from the Windows CE to the Linux. But fundamentally, you will not see any changes in normal operation level. The only impact of the OS change is just the upgrading time from Windows CE to Linux OS in C6000 may take a little bit longer than what you do in the past. Maybe in the past, you will only take around 2 to 3 minutes from upgrading a old controller firmware to a new one. But if you are going to upgrade from 8.2 to 8.3 specifically, you may take up to 7 minutes for the firmware upgrade in the controller 6000. Okay, so next we will go have some update on the mobile solution. As you all probably know that there are 2 different mobile apps from Gallagher. The left-hand side is the Command Center mobile application, which is a handheld version of the workstation. And the right-hand side is the Mobile Connect credential, which is used as a virtual card inside the mobile for access the door via the Bluetooth or the NFC. For refreshing everyone about our mobile solution, I'm going to show you a new video of our mobile application about how to use them to protect your people and business. But before the video starts, I would to let you know that due to the limitation of the webinar, all of our video will only have the image but not have the audio. So you may not hear anything background music from the video, but I think the image should be normal. So let's start on our first video. Okay, so here's just a refresh on our mobile solution. Some of the function you may already having seen before in another video, but some is new in this video. So what new in this video is about the mobile allocation. So what is mobile allocation? The mobile allocation is the mobile allocation is a function for counting people in every access zone. So not like in the past, we only counting the number of people inside every zone. We counting both, which means that we counting both the number of people in that specific zone and also who is in that specific zone. So in here, you can see that it's a layout of the function. You can see that we can define some what we call is the monitor area, which may be the lobby or the storeroom or the management room, something like that. And the apps will show you the kind of counter located in the access zone. When the access zone is expanded, each counter located on the access zone can be seen on this like a scroll down menu. So even if you want to have further checking on the counter details, you can just click on a counter and it will navigate the user to the counter detail skin information. Maybe not only just the name of the counter, maybe even some PDF like the email, phone numbers, or department information, something like that. Okay. The next function that we will talk about is the locker solution. Okay. The integration of the locker solution to Gallagher, which means that you can just using one card or one mobile for access both the lockers and the door access. And in our locker function, you can assign the locker to a counter manually in the command center or randomly assigned by the system without any manual assignment, which means that you can just special cut on our readers, and our T20 terminal readers will show up which locker you're going to be assigned. Instead of just assigning to a specific person or one cardholder, you can also assign a group of cardholders or a team to share one or multi locker to maximize the locker resources in your places. So here is a screenshot about assigning the locker. In the left-hand side, you can see that, which is a layout to show you how to manually assign the locker to a specific cardholder in a specific time. And also, we can also set the expiry date. And in the right-hand side, you can see that this is one of the examples to show you that when you special card on our T20 terminals, the T20 terminal display screen will show you which locker you are going to assign and what is the expiry time of your lockers. So, and I'm going to show you another video for more details. I will just want to talk a bit more is we are trying to go through maybe 4 or 5 features in the following slide, and we probably will have a short video on every function to explain more about it. Okay, so as you may already find in the locker video, one of our new update on the command center is a Saipan. Compared to the Saipan in the configuration card or in the what we call the command center classic, our new Saipan is more user-friendly and easier to use by operators. Okay, so I will go through what we have or what we have done in this new Saipan function. The first one will be the embedded Saipan. So instead of opening the Saipan one by one in the past, or just using a simple parent-child hierarchy to navigate to the Saipan, we are now supporting a seamless experience between the Saipan when we are either zooming in or zooming out of the Saipan, which means that if we now like have a Google map on your Saipan, when you zoom into a specific area, you will zoom inside your building, and you will zoom further, you will zoom inside the specific room, which means that you don't need to just keep clicking on the menu and jump to the Saipan that you want. You can do it in this zooming and zooming out way. And instead of just on the display or show up, functionally, we also have some update by using the new Saipan. We can assign any maybe access zone or output or some of our item to the Saipan. And when we click on those items, we can also changing the status of the access zone or override the status of the output, or even viewing the related CCTV live video on the pop-up menu easily. It let the operator control and monitor the site more effectively and able to make a faster response or action to the site. So maybe in the past, when you get an alarm, you will still need to maybe go to the hardware, find out which door or which output you would like to maybe free or secure or even lock down in the past. But now you are just simply clicking on the icon on the Saipan to, and then you can do what you need. A function for make the operator easier to handling or monitoring the site is the multi-floor support. So if you can see on the left-hand side of the site, you can see a simple menu. What we call is a building mode in the command center to support the multi-floor Saipan. You can use this tiny floor bar to navigate to any floor on a site by selecting the floor number on this toolbar easily, instead of just have a big menu and find the floor one by one. So, and then I will go to show you a video about this free function that I just covered on the slide. Okay, so after the Saipan, the next one will be the tenant car park management. In this tenant car park management function, it is a parking function mainly for counting and manage your parking space in your site or building. You can also allocate different number of parking space to different tenants or visitor. You can also reserve some parking space for a specific guest or super VIP to make sure that everything is under your control instead of just a simple number of the parking lot, but you cannot do any management on it. However, this tenant car park management system may not fit for the hourly or daily parking car park with the charges, so it's just mainly for the tenant car parking. Okay, typically, if you are going to use this function, you probably need to have a T20 terminal on your entrance of the car park. By using the screen display of the T20 terminal, we can advise the driver to the specific parking space or advise the driver where or which floor should they go. And also, if the parking space is already full of that specific tenant or that group of people, we can also show you the message, show the message to the driver on the T20 to let them know that the parking is already full or they need to maybe find another car park. Below is a video to describe more about this tenant car park function. Okay, so after the car parking, what we go for is a new function that Gallagher have decided for the COVID-19, and what we call this one is a proximity and contact tracing report. And before I explain about this report function, I will show you the video first. Okay, this is a short video. So let me try to explain more about this one. Of course, we are access control system. We cannot figure out who or which counter get infected by the COVID-19. However, based on the access record or the car access record, by using this report, we can identify. Once we have identified an infected counter with the COVID-19, you can use this report function to figure out who have shared a zone with these infected people. It also allows the operator or the manager to understand the full extension of the exposure by providing who, when, and where of this infected counter have contacted with, and even the in the same access zone, and even the report will show you how long is this infected cardholder contacted with other cardholders, which means that by using that record, we may figure out is there any potential or high risk potential infected people. So to prevent the exposure of the COVID-19 before exposure. That's why this is one of the functions that we have designed on for COVID-19. If you see in the picture, you can of the report example, you can see that we have selected two counters in the left-hand side, which is the 559 and 1812 counter. And when we select this two counter, we can select a specific time period. And when we select these two parameters, we can run the report. And it will show you a full list of who is trying to staying or sharing a zone with these two counters before, and what is the duration time they share the same zone or area. So it is quite useful. Maybe these cardholders need to do another, maybe the temperature test or something like that. Okay, and one of the additional column you may see in the report is called the generation of this report. What does generation mean? Is in our report, if you selected a infected counters, the infected counter will the generation 0, and if someone have shared a access zone with that infected person, he or she will be the generation 1 and showed in the report. And if you are the people that do not have any share access zone with the infected counter, however, if you have contacted with the people in generation 1, then you will be showed in the generation 2. In the example, you can see that in next to the duration column, the left-hand side is a generation column. In the example, you will only see the 0 and 1, but if you get more data, you may see 0, 1, 2, or even 3, so that you can prioritize the testing, or you can also let them know them if how to separate it in maybe high risk, no risk, or so many people that you think that is safe, that we don't need to get any testing on the COVID-19. As I know that the function is already available, if you want to have more information, you can contact our local representative from Gallagher about this one. Okay, the next one is the security health check. But this health check is not on person about the COVID-19, it's about the system health check. And this is a health check, is maybe a rating or a scoring tools to try to quantify the security level of the Gallagher command center on site in number, which means that you're trying to give a score to the command center that on your site to let you know that your site is still secure or not, or maybe in high secure or no secure. So how this check done is, we will measure the system in 4 categories. The first one will be in hardware, which means it's a Gallagher hardware or some of the reader that is connecting to the Gallagher system. If you have any maybe a legacy or supported, we will give you a lower score on it, because we may not easier to find a spare part, or we replace one part for you. And the second one will be the configuration. Like, okay, if you are using any low security card or some old technology card format, we may have, or even some card you have created or never used it, we will try to measure the configuration in that way. The third one will be the user, which means that if your user is still using some maybe simple password, or they never change the password since 3 years before, something like that, we will also give you a score about this one. Or is there any too many operator have the administration wide? We also have an advice over there. The last one will be the server setting, about if your server have enough resources for running our system, something like that. So this is 4 category that we are using for the security health check to rate your system. So you may ask why we need to have rating in your system. So it's because the first part is we want to increase the site securities. As you know that the technology is changing very fast right now, maybe 1 or 2 years, or they have a new generation come out of the from the CAD technology. So this is the reason why we would like to using this tool to increasing your site security. And another benefit, maybe we can use this report as a supporting on the ISO qualification. You may because sometimes for the ISO qualification of the system, you may need to do running many report from our system. But if you're using these tools, you can reduce the time on running those many reports. And we also strongly recommend that our CP or our could be put this check during the annual maintenance of the system, or even put this in one of the item in the maintenance contract. Although these are new tools from Gallagher, it can be used on any command center version since version 7.0, which means if your system, let me calculate, if your system is installed within this 6 years, I'm confident that you can apply this test on your site. And this test, this check can also summarize a user-friendly report to help maybe our channel partner or even our end user to plan for a security improvement plans or action, and just to increasing the security of your site. And I'm going to show you the video about how the report looks like. Okay, so here is an example of your health check system. You can see that in the left-hand side, left top corner, we do have a total score of your system. You may not need to be very high. It depends on what kind of industry or business you are. If you are only a commercial building or commercial office, maybe 500 is already fit for what you need. But if you are running an airport or even a hospital, you may need to have a higher score from your site. So, and we can see the specific on 4 category, how many mark or score you got, and also we have some suggestion or action to let you improving your score. And also we are finding we have prioritized the risk of every item that we score. This is what you can use for maybe put those follow-up action or suggesting action in the maybe coming 2 or 3 years upgrading plan, so that in the next time when you're running the same test, you may get a higher score. Okay. So our security health check have won several awards when we have introduced into the market, and nowadays I think that we have many similar, this kind of similar system applied not in security system, but maybe in some like the insurance or the financial fund, or even a restaurant, we will have a score or rating to them. So I think that it is a good thing to have tools applied in the security system. And personally, I think that I really think that this tool is really helpful, is as the security system are always important in the building or in your property. However, I think there's no one trying to create a benchmark of the security system before. And I'm glad to hear that Gallagher is the industry first security system company to have this kind of tools. Okay, the next one will be something about the biometric, which we call is the MorphoWave Compact. This is the right hand side is what it looks like. So in the past, if you are talking about the biometric in Gallagher, you will only have the fingerprint or finger van option from one finger for access the system. With the new integration with the MorphoWave Compact, we are now allowed scanning 4 fingers per hand to access your system. And more important, it is also a touchless biometric reader, which means that you don't need to touch any glasses or surface of the reader for scanning your finger. You can increase the speed by that way, and it even working if you got a wet fingers or even your finger with any liquid like the oil or lotion, something like that, it is still able to work under that situation. And one of the, I think, important things for the current COVID-19 situation is due to the touchless technology, we can reduce the hygienic concern on this part. Okay. Like all the integration with the command center in the past from Morpho, the enrollment will be in the command center. But one of the big change is, in the past, you may need to set up the Morpho reader by the Morpho software and only do the enrollment in the command center. But now on, you are no longer required to do that. You can do everything with just the reader and the command center to do the setup, or even the enrollment, which means that you don't need to deal with any software in Morpho, but just Gallagher Command Center. And based on the official testing by the IDEMA, the company from the Morpho, the reader can scan for 44 users per minute, which means that I think it at least twice times faster than in the past using the fingerprint or the finger van contacted readers. So here is another video to show you about the Compact MorphoWave and how it works. Okay, so after the MorphoWave new integration, what we're going to have is some enhancement, free enhancement from the in the Gallagher system. The first one is the interface with the Milestone CCTV system. In the existing Gallagher video management system integration, no matter is in Milestone, BOSS, or Vision, we normally just retrieving the live and the recording video from the CCTV server, and also receiving the events and alarm from the CCTV server to the Gallagher server. But in the Milestone, in the Command Center 8.3, with the Milestone new integration, we accept those existing functions the event and alarm are now be bi-direction, which means that the command center event and alarm can also be logged into the Milestone server. And you can also override the output and the door via the Milestone client software. However, since the information is limited at this moment, we are not sure if there is any additional license from the Milestone side. But for Gallagher side, it is just the same integration license in the past. The next one, what we call is a key migration in the DESFire EV1 and EV2 card. Okay, if you have using the command center system before, you may know that we always have what we call a master key to encrypting the data from command center to the MyFair card. Although this key is complex and also encrypted well in our software, however, some of our end user may challenge, what if someone get a key from the server and try to duplicate the card? Which means that if someone that already using the system, they try to duplicate, what we can prevent it, how we can prevent it. And therefore, since the command center 8.0, if you are using the MyFair DESFire EV1 or EV2 card, this card now, the master key on the card could be changed once you have changed the key in the command center. And even when you change the card in the command center, your coder is not required to issue a new card or re-encode a new card for them. They can just simply batching the card in a specific or in any Gallagher reader on the site for updating the master key on the card. Therefore, you may have an option to change the master key in different season, or even changing the key maybe every year to enhance the security of your card and also your access control system on site. So basically, this is a function for changing the key to try to prevent any duplication or disclosure of the master key on your site. The next one will be the multi-server hierarchy. In the past, our multi-server hierarchy usually is like a ring hierarchy, which means it's like a loop, and every server share all the events and the card holders. But now, since Command Center 8.2, we are changing it from this ring hierarchy to a star hierarchy with the parent-child server, which means that the system can be configured in a way that one central server is treated as a parent server, and with all the other server directly compared with that central only. And in this way, the system connection remains simple to configure, even with increasing the any new server or new site in the future. You can just simply create one child server and just join to that central server. And by this new hierarchy, it can also reducing the loading of the child servers. And after the free enhancement, this is the last topic we'll go through. And you may hear that actually the REST API is already a function since 7.90, which is around 2 years ago. You may hear that the staff from Gallagher always say that this is a powerful tools or powerful protocol for the integration. But after discussing with some of our CPN user, seems they are not really clear what this API do and what this API can do. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to explain more about the REST API and the application in a simple way, or just 2 slides. So what is API? What is REST API? Basically, an API is just like a agreed way to send and receive the data between 2 servers, which is simply speaking is just a communication between 2 servers. But what is REST? REST is just a HTTP protocol, which is the language for use for communicate between two servers. But why make it powerful of the REST API is because the REST API is a feature in the HTTP protocol, which means that it is a fast protocol. And also, since we are running this protocol in the TCP IP level, it is also a security protocol, which means that you may have a firewall or any networking protection in the communication to protect the information will not be disclosed or being hacked by someone during between the interface. And the last one is also one of the most important things for me as a technical person is it is easier to program, which meant that you could easy to develop and modify the integration or the interface if you are using the REST API. So in conclusion, if you want a fast, secure, and simple communication between two systems, we think that the REST API is one of the best protocol, at least up to this moment. And I'm going to show you some application we have dealt with before. I'm not going to go through everything in here, but I will try to have some, maybe we will take 2 or 3 examples in here. The first example is about the facial recognition between the facial recognition system and the Gallagher system. Before that, we were just probably using the Wagon protocol in the past, but as you all know that Wagon protocol is just a open protocol, which means that we think that it may not save our security enough to do that. That's why we do have one project. This is the facial system, just doing all the checking, all the facial databases on the facial system side, and they're just using the REST API to send back the access event to the Gallagher, and Gallagher will unlock the door and also locking the access event for the reporting. So this is one of the examples of using the REST API to replace the Wagon protocol. And the second will be the CCTV system, and we just talked about it, the Milestone integration. Actually, that integration is just using the REST API to do the integration. This is the reason why it is allowed the Milestone server to get the event record from the Gallagher and also override the items in Gallagher. Okay, and the next one will be maybe the visitor management system. That just take an example is we do have a end user is an MNC company that they are using the same visitor management all over the world. What they want to do is once a visitor is created in the visitor management, they would like to also have the record in the Gallagher system, and it could be done by the REST API also. And I'm not going for everyone right now in here in details, but of course you can see that the REST API can also apply with any HR system or attendance or any payroll system. Okay. This is probably done on my presentation today, and before going to the Q&A session, I will just need to have a slide to describe what we are going to do in the next webinar. Okay. In the next webinar, we are going to have a case study of one of our Hong Kong commercial building that we just finished last year. And you can see in the picture, we have applied 5 different access technology in the building, which is the QR code by smartphone, the QR code by ticket, the mobile connect access, the facial recognition, and the access card. In this case study, we will cover more about the application of the REST API with the facial recognition system, the visitor management system, the AI loading bay, and also the mobile connect SDK deployment with long Gallagher apps, and also the live integration with Connect on the turnside DCS system and the DOP on each floor. If you are interested to attend the next webinar, please feel free to contact our Gallagher staff in your region or country. And thank you. I think this, yeah, that's all of my side. of my slide, sorry. So we are now going to have the Q&A session. If anyone do have a question, you can just leave a question in the Q&A chat to us, and then we will, if it's a short question, we will reply you over there. If it's a long question, we may reply you separately by the email. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So we will, for the Q&A section, I think we may open up for 10 minutes. So please feel free to drop any question in the Q&A box. Okay, hi everyone. So, seems we got few question, and I can see that some is a good question as well. So, you may see the slide on the screen. Should you have any more details, question or inquiry or query about our presentation, you may contact your local contact. So here the 3 email we put on the screen. So if you want to look for me, it doesn't matter. You can come to me as well, and I can refer to our business development manager as well. So we might going to end the section now. So thanks again for everyone to joining us, and please make sure you're aware of our email in the coming, hopefully maybe in the coming 2 or 3 weeks soon. And for the next webinar, we are going to share our case study in Hong Kong that Richard just mentioned that. So thank you very much.